What is going on, Guardians? My name is Bosox, and welcome back to another video where we continue to cover the new Stasis Subclasses. My last video was a little bit long, so we're going to try and get through this one a little bit quicker. And today we're going to be covering the new Titan Behemoth subclass, the new Stasis subclass. Similar to the Warlock and what will be the Hunter, Stasis and the Darkness subclasses are going to be focused on more of a control playstyle and controlling the battlefield and enemies. And they say that the two ways the Behemoth is going to be able to do that is through creation and destruction. So with the Behemoth, we wanted to put an emphasis on the ability to use stasis to create crystals that can alter the battlefield by changing the very ground beneath your feet. Control the ground, control the fight. And then as a result, the Behemoth uses their stasis abilities defensively, such as creating crystalline walls to block enemies and gunfire, or offensively by using crystals to freeze enemies. So this subclass is similar to the Warlock and the Shadebinder. You're going to be able to freeze enemies, which I think is just going to be a thing across the board with stasis. And then B, you're going to be able to create like ice walls that come out from either the sides of walls or come out from the ground, and then you can use those walls to also block damage and bullets, as well as move around the map and jump on top of them and jump over them and stuff. They showed this off in the Gamescom trailer. On Distant Shore, you can see a Titan basically throwing his ability on a wall, and an ice wall essentially shot out of that wall and blocked a bunch of damage, as well as sightlines for the enemies on B at Distant Shore. And then he came over the top and supered them and froze them all. So this is going to be an ability where you can definitely change the battlefield for sure, like they explained. The next part is the melee, and it sounds like it's going to be another shoulder charge-like ability. The Titan Behemoth can unleash a powerful melee attack known as the Shiver Strike. Here, the Titan lunges forward, launched by a stasis explosion at their feet to propel them towards an enemy. While in mid-air, they summon a stasis gauntlet that covers their fist and then slam into their foe, sending them careening backwards and slowing nearby enemies. So this is a shoulder charge-like ability, and I wonder if it's going to one-shot people in PvP. I can only assume that it will. But if it doesn't, you're also going to freeze them, which will be an easy kill, I think. So that is the melee. I think it's going to be pretty cool. I think the animations look really cool. It's kind of upsetting to see another shoulder charge-like ability because they have so many of those already. But I guess every tree in the Titan subclass has one, so it makes sense to add one here. For the super, it's called Glacial Quake. It begins with the Titan forming a mighty gauntlet on their fists. So again, you're going to form Thanos-like fists and start blowing things up. They can then slam the gauntlet into the ground, sending out shockwaves that form stasis crystals, which freeze nearby enemies. So this is if you play Destiny 1, it kind of looks similar to the Blade Dancer when they sent that wave out from underneath their feet. It kind of looks like this, but he punches the ground instead. Covered in an armor of stasis crystals, the Titan temporarily becomes an unstoppable wrecking machine, able to jump higher, faster, and further while blasting enemies with greatly increased melee attacks. So I think in the super, it's going to be kind of similar to a Striker Titan, where you get to run around shoulder charging and moving really, really fast and freezing everything you run into and punch. For this next paragraph, they talk about an instance. I guess you're going to have a lot of control over your mobility while in the super. So, for example, you can cancel out of a slide into a massive stasis powered leap, only to cancel that just at the right moment and direct the Behemoth downward into a devastating slam. So punch if you must, but know that stasis has plenty more to offer you, Titans. So this sounds like a really high mobility, high damage subclass. And then for this next section, we're going to talk aspects and fragments are essentially extra ways to customize your subclasses. This will be on all of the Stasis subclasses, and basically you place an aspect in, and then you get access to certain fragments as well. And overall, it's just a more unique way to customize your subclass, basically. So we're going to talk about these really fast. So this first aspect is called Tectonic Harvest, a petrified grip. Grasping for something once held but now lost, your hands create power from nothing. Shattering a stasis crystal creates a stasis shard. This shard grants melee energy when picked up by you or your allies. So kind of a support aspect for you and your other teammates based around your melee. This could be good when you're in a fire team with a bunch of other titans. And then this guy has Whisper of Durance as his fragment. Slow from your abilities lasts longer. For those abilities that linger, their duration will also increase. So this is all playing into the AoE kind of control abilities of these Stasis subclasses. Next week, we'll be going deeper into Stasis with our third look at the third and final subclass, the Hunter Revenant. How do you make the quickest class even more deadly? By slowing down everything around them. That's how. So that's all for the Behemoth. It definitely looks really interesting, and it looks pretty exciting. I think Titans are going to have a ton of fun with this super. It looks oddly similar to the Striker Titan, which I'm a little worried about in terms of overlapping mechanics and essentially feeling too samey moving from one to the other than the abilities you're spamming. But overall, it looks like it could be a really fun subclass, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will be doing a dive into the Hunter when that eventually comes out, and I'll see you then. Bye.